Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be reviewing the Ajazz AK60 RGB mechanical keyboard. So let's get right into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about what's in the package. So you'll get a box that has this box inside of it, and inside this box you will have this box inside of it. And inside that box you will find an instructions guide on how to clean your keyboard. Then you have a warranty card, the shortcuts to all the hotkeys and what they do, and all this stuff is in Chinese. But do not worry, I've already figured out how to use this thing. And finally, probably the most awesome accessory that you can get on a keyboard, and that is a keycap puller. And if you take a look at the top here, we actually have a blue switch on the top, and that alone is worth getting the keyboard. I mean, this thing is just awesome. It is the best looking and most useful keycap puller. Alright, so first of all, let's go ahead and measure how heavy this keyboard is. And this keyboard is 1.3 kilograms. Alright, so now we can take a closer look at this keyboard. So, first of all, here we have a very nice braided cable, very nice and high quality, not too stiff. You can actually bend it and everything, so that's good. The cable itself is about 5 feet. It's got a gold plating and a red plastic insert for the USB connector, which does look pretty nice. And no, the connector is not detachable. So right off the bat, you notice that the keycaps, they don't have the lettering on the top, but instead on the front or the back, whatever you want to call it, facing you. So they're on the sides, and once you light it up, all the keys will light up that way, so towards you. There are a lot of cool functions on this keyboard. The best part about it, they are all very easy to access. And yes, it does actually have a software, which I'll talk about in just a bit. But first, let's take a closer look at the keyboard itself. First of all, if you're a keyboard enthusiast, you might have noticed that this keyboard kind of resembles some of the DAS keyboards, probably the DAS 4 keyboard, and that's probably because of this area right here with the red knob, which is actually pretty awesome. But yeah, just as a reference, here's a picture of it, boop, right there, and yeah. So yeah, this whole plate right here on the top is aluminum. It is an aluminum build on the front. Not too sure what's on the inside. Maybe I'll do a disassembly, but one thing for sure is this thing is solidly built. I mean, again, it is 1.3 kilograms and it is solid. I mean, there's no flexing whatsoever and it is not bending anywhere. So this is a solid keyboard and the build quality is certainly fantastic. Now, let's take a quick look at the back. So we got a plastic back, some branding, the serial number, and a bunch of rubber feet. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have the kickstands right there that are also rubberized, as you guys can see right there, and they are also very nicely built. Now the screws here are hex. I'm not too sure what the exact number of it, but it is a hex. It's not a normal screw, so kind of makes it special, but that is that. Alright, so how's the typing experience? Well, it actually took me about half a day to get used to this keyboard. And usually I'm very skeptical of Chinese keyboards because they sometimes get something really wrong and just ruin the whole keyboard. And usually that happens with the backspace, where they shorten the backspace very much and some things are just shorter than the others. Again, sometimes the shift keys also shorten out and it just goes so bad. But here it is perfect. This keyboard is absolutely standard. It's got great spacing and a great feel while typing. This one I believe it comes in blue, which is what we have, red and brown I believe, and currently, as you guys can hear, we have the blue switch. Here's a quick sample of what it sounds like. Yeah. So of course it's got that very nice tactile feel, very nice sound that is just absolutely satisfying to type on. Some people get annoyed by it, but if you're a gamer or someone who likes old keyboards, then this is definitely for you. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the shortcuts before we go ahead and hook up to the computer and see what it looks like and what the program looks like at the same time. Alright, so first of all, here we have just my computer, calculator, email, search, home, settings, refresh, close, back, forward, square, music, I don't know really. And we got a scroll lock with record, which we'll get to in just a bit. And then moving on to the bottom right here, we got the Windows key with a lock beside it. So if you go ahead and press FN and the Windows key, it will disable the Windows key for gaming. And over here for the FN keys, we got A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, and A6. And those are the lighting modes. And over here we got effect direction, which is where the lights go, and the brightness. And over here we got the speed for some of the effects. And that's pretty much it for the FN keys. Now we can take a look at the top part right here. And this is my favorite part about this thing. Over here we got a quick lighting mode switch, some media keys, num lock, caps lock, and Windows disable key indicators, a volume and brightness knob, as well as a mute button. And yes, all these keys are nice and tactile. And finally the switch they can press to switch between brightness and volume control mode. by rotating the dial here. So that's pretty much it for the keys. So let's go ahead and hook it up and see what the lighting modes look like. So here's the keyboard set up on my computer and the software on top. So before we go ahead and check out the modes, I want to talk about the software. The software actually comes in both Chinese and English version, and unfortunately the English version did not work. I have Windows 10 64-bit. It just fails to start the installer. So I went ahead and installed the Chinese version, which did work, but of course it is in Chinese and I can barely understand anything that's on there. So I went ahead and dug into the INI files of the software itself, and surely enough, some of the drop menus that you guys can see right here are in plain text. So all I did was go on Google and get some translation, try it out, see what it's like, and then if the translation was off, I would just name it as I would like. So if you guys are interested, I'll leave links for that in the description. And one more thing, this does come with a macro program, but I unfortunately did not use it since I cannot understand it. Here it is. It's all in Chinese, so yeah. So the keyboard here can have 3 profiles, and you can see that you can set them up right here and choose the light mode or just have it on default. Here you have the polling rate or the refresh rate for the keyboard. So you want to have it at max at 1000 Hertz for the best responsiveness. And yeah, let's take a look at the lighting modes. So the first thing here we have is the drift mode, and basically here you can change the brightness, and again you can do all of this in the keyboard as well, but you can also change the direction, so you can change it back and forth, and yeah. And if you want, you can change the speed. And I wouldn't recommend changing the speed to lower because it will eventually just become choppy. So that's cool. And then you can move on to flow. And flow basically just changes the colors gradually into a gradient, just randomly actually. And you can change the speed of it, slower or faster. And you can change the brightness as well once again. Then we have reaction, and that's basically when you press a key and it just lights up. And you can have it in single or splash mode. Splash mode just looks like that. You get a bunch of colors all around. You can have it on a single color of your choice, anything through the color here, and you can have it on single. So you press one key and only that key lights up. Moving on to per key color, and this is when you can actually go ahead and customize the keyboard to your liking. So each key here can be customized to its own color, and that's what I've done. And what you guys can see right now is actually was set up on the keyboard itself, and I did not use the software. So here we have color and base color, and basically what those are the tools right here. So we have a pen tool as well as an eraser tool. You just go ahead and press on the keys that you want and the colors will change. So let's go ahead and make that more visible by changing the center ones into purple, and you can see that the colors are changing on the keyboard simply by pressing on the on-screen UI. And then when you go delete, the colors will change into whatever base color you have. Moving on to static color changer, this is where you can have the whole keyboard at one color. Very simple, whatever color you want, all the colors, and it's got that cool animation when you change the color to whatever you want. So yeah, it's pretty awesome looking, and yeah, moving on. And then you have breathe, and that's where your keyboard just breathes. I mean, self-explanatory. And again, you have random colors, so it will randomly breathe random colors. Then moving on to the flower bloom, and that's where the keyboard just goes crazy. I would call it matrix probably, and you just got random colors going all over the place. And here's the matrix, that's what I like to call it, just put green and you got matrix things going on. But you can also have it on random colors, which is again, pretty awesome. Then you have speed, and speed is that, whatever it is. So it flows outwards, and then you can have it flow inwards as well. And you just have random colors flowing like that. And finally, we have the explosion, which is kind of weird, maybe distraction for some people, but here's what it looks like. It goes in the center and kabloom, right? So you got two things going in the center, rotating, kind of a yin-yang thing going on, and then it just explodes. And one last thing, here we have a reset button, so this will reset everything to the default settings. And that's pretty much it for the software. So again, I translate this thing, and if you guys want the link for that, I'll leave it in the description. But on the bright side, the software does work without any hassle or accounts or anything crazy. You just install the software real quick and start using it after you do the translation if you need it in English. There's actually one more effect that I forgot to record, and that would be the ripple effect, which is probably one of the coolest ones out of the bunch here. So here it is. Now if you noticed, when I press one button here, there's a ripple effect going on, and it just splashes all over the keyboard, which is pretty cool. So you can change it to red or whatever color you want, or again, as random colors. So you get a rainbow effect going on, which looks really awesome and cool to show off. So yeah, here's what the keyboard looks like in a brightly lit room. So not the brightest, but it does get the job done, and you can still see the colors. But here's what it looks like from a different angle, because remember, these keys do not shine upwards, they shine outwards, because the LEDs are on the back side or the underside of these switches. So You can see right there, that's the switch. Here's with the keycap brand. I really can't tell what it is. It says ZZVACDV or something. In comparison, I've used Kale switches before on my Azio MGK-1, which is also a blue mechanical switch, and that again uses Kale switches. And in comparison to the Kale switches, I kind of find these much better feeling. There's just a tiny bit difference. This one is just a bit better, and since they have the standard Cherry MX switch mounts, you can attach and adapt whatever keycaps you want. You want to keep in mind that the keys here are actually different sized to give you a very unique experience. So you can see that here is the shortest key, here's the tallest key, and in the middle they change sizes to give you this kind of curved feeling of a keyboard. But overall, you're getting a fantastic package in this keyboard. Now, if you're gaming, this keyboard is perfect. I did not encounter any issues whatsoever. The response time was on point. The Windows key disable is useful for some people, and yes, this keyboard does have any key rollover. And I have tested that with a program on my computer, and I pretty much smashed all the buttons, just put my hands all over the keys, and they all activated without any hiccups. And I did combinations, and everything works perfectly just like it should, because nothing here has been changed. Again, no short backspaces or short shift keys on each side. Everything is again how it should be. I did a typing test, and everything went smoothly, and I did not have any issues while adjusting to this keyboard. This keyboard actually took me half a day to get used to, which is like 5 hours or something when I unboxed it. But once more, here's a typing sample of what it sounds like. But I guess that is actually pretty much it for this review. It's a fantastic keyboard, it's got build quality, it's got RGBs, and it feels great while typing. I actually have almost nothing to complain about other than the software, which unfortunately wasn't perfect, and the English version did not work. But other than that, I got around it, and I'm actually very happy with this keyboard. And the last time I checked, it was about $85, so it's actually a pretty good deal for this keyboard. And yeah, guys, that is pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone.